investigators are reviewing this video of that deadly French Quarter terror attack. It shows the moment the suspect drove a pickup truck around safety barriers and then plowing into a crowd of people celebrating the new year. This just before he was killed in a shootout with police. Investigators say 42-year-old Shamsud Din Jabbar, that was him, a U.S. citizen, an Army veteran, born in Texas, was behind the wheel. An ISIS flag along with guns and explosives found with that pickup truck. And we're learning Jabbar spent a decade in the military before becoming a realtor in the Houston area. We're also starting to get a clearer picture of some of the victims as relatives come forward to identify them. At least 15 people have been killed, with dozens more injured. Meanwhile, the Sugar Bowl, being held a mile away at the Superdome, is now postponed until tomorrow. Moments ago, from President Biden, he spoke from Camp David.
Our hearts are with the people of New Orleans after the despicable attack that occurred in the early morning hours. To all the families of those who are killed, to all those who are injured, to all the people of New Orleans who are grieving today, I want you to know I grieve with you. Our nation grieves with you. We're going to stand with you as you mourn and as you heal in the weeks to come.
Investigators are now combing through the suspect's life, trying to track down all leads to any known associates.
ABC's Christian Cordero is in New Orleans and brings us the breaking details.
David, Giovanna, this was right around the time when Notre Dame and Georgia fans were supposed to be flooding this area around the Superdome. Instead, gates are closed. New Orleans' famed Bourbon Street, now a crime scene as the FBI investigates what they're calling a terror attack on New Year's Day. Federal officials identifying the suspect as 42-year-old Shamsud Din Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas and an Army veteran. Police say he rammed a rented pickup truck into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street just after 3 a.m., driving 3 blocks before crashing, then getting out and firing at police with an assault rifle. Officials say 2 officers were hurt before police shot and killed the suspect. Witnesses described the scene as gruesome.
What we saw was insanity. I mean, something out of a movie. The graphic nature of it, and it was unbelievable.
Investigators say they found an ISIS flag, weapons, and improvised explosive devices inside the truck. They're now working to determine whether he had any affiliations with terrorist organizations. The FBI says they also discovered more IEDs planted around the area in the historic French Quarter, some of which were deemed viable, according to sources.
As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
Officials also questioned about whether barricades were up along Bourbon Street.
This particular terrorist drove around onto the sidewalk and got around the hard target, where he did have a car there, we had barriers there, we had officers there, and they still got around.
Leading up to the holidays, federal law enforcement agencies had been warning local police around the country that vehicle ramming was a top area of concern and to be prepared for these kinds of incidents.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel and download the ABC7 Los Angeles streaming app on Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku to watch on your TV.